Felt a little bit of light trying to find my heart. Funny when I break it, a lifestyle dark. Honey when I break it, a tight flow spot. When a psycho chart, playing dice, go start. Oh, who are you? Better know yourself. Know your soul, gotta know your will. Slow your roll, get a hold, don't melt. And don't you fall when I feel like hell. Oh, who am I? M.I.E. I'm not the one you wanna fuck with. Late nights messing up my sleep, so I'm flustered. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. Writing, trying to get myself a lamb color trust for the game. Leave them hanging by a chain. Click bang, feeling rage, feeling fire in my brain, feeling insane. And it's always feel the flame. 45 till my brain, 3 and 4, please fail, no glory.
What is up, guys? I'm King Majin and come guys with another video, and today I will be resuming What is Deku at Cartoon Cat's Powers, Part 5. Last we left off, Deku had just defeated the League of Villains and tried to kill All Might, the symbol of peace. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Deku will be laying down in a hospital bed, wondering what happened, and he would then look up at Turo and he will remember this setting. He would then get up and ask Turo, "It happened again, right?" And she would say, "Yeah, but no buts. It happened again." And Turo would then say, "It seemed worse. It seemed like even more out of control than last time." And Deku would then think, clenching his fist, he would say, "Damn it! Why can't I control this?" Then All Might would come in the room asking young Toru asking Toru to speak with Deku alone. She would then look at the symbol piece and say, "Sure." She would then run up kissing Deku and say, "I'll be waiting for you outside the school." All Might would then say, "What a nice young girl." And Deku would then say, "You don't need to be buff for this. Let's just talk, All Might." All Might would then revert to his Small Might form, and All Might would then ask Deku, "What was that, kid? You told me you lost control before, but never anything like this." Deku would then say, "I don't know, All Might." All Might would then look at Deku worried, saying, "I know this has been a hard day for you, young Midoriya. We'll resume the conversation another time, but we're still gonna have the conversation." Deku would then say, "Sure, All Might." Then Deku would leave the room and meet up with Toru outside. Toru would then say, "Let's walk home together, Deku." Deku would say, "Sure." Two of them will be walking through a park of some sorts. And Toru would say, "You need to take your mind off this. Let's hang out again this week." And Deku would say, and then Toru would come off saying, "Yeah, good, bye." And she would run off saying, "I can't wait to meet your mom." Deku would say, "What? You're coming to meet my mom?" Then Deku would smile and start to laugh a little bit, but then he would go back into his depressed state. "Toru, I don't want to hurt you," Deku would say. But out of nowhere, blackness will come, and the cartoon cat will appear right in front of Deku, saying, "Hi, young Deku," or young Midoriya as All Might calls you. I'm just gonna stick with Deku." And Deku would then say, "What do you want?" And the cartoon cat would say, "I'll just hope to give you a quick way home." And Deku would say, "What?" Then he would appear right outside his house, saying, "How's it?" And Cartoon Cat's hat would appear right next to Deku's, and Cartoon Cat would say, "It's another one of my abilities." And Deku would just freak out, saying, "How are you right there?" And Cartoon Cat would say, "Is that the question you want to be asking? Or should you be asking, how did you get here so quickly?" And Deku would then say, "No, I really want to know why there's a talking head on my shoulders." And Cartoon Cat would say, "Well, apparently, after our little fight, I gained a little bit more sentience from you. Meaning, you don't have to be unconscious or come to me. I can just do whatever I want. Except take over this body. But that's all in good time." Deku would then tell him, "Like hell you are." And then Cartoon Cat would say, calm down. I really want to talk to you, so let's get inside." Deku would then walk in with Cartoon Cat on his shoulders, and his mom would say, "Hi Deku, what's going on? You're back earlier than expected." Deku would say, "Yeah, I got a lift from someone." And Deku would then say, "Mom, can you see this?" And she would say, "I don't see anything. Are you okay, Deku?" And he would say, "I'm fine." Then he would walk inside his room. He would then say, "Oh, what a day." Out of nowhere, Cartoon Cat would appear right in front of Deku saying, "Sure was. We destroyed those two." Deku would then say, "Yeah, speaking about that, I have a pretty good memory of what happened." And Cartoon Cat would say, "So you know that both of us lost control in that fight?" Deku would say, "Yeah." With his head held down, and Cartoon Cat would say, "Why is your head held down?" "At least we got to use our powers to the near fullest extent." "Yeah," Deku would say. "Speak about that. What are our powers exactly?" Cartoon Cat would say, "Glad you asked. I made a list." BTW, thank you Beers for making this list. It's been real important to me. But let's get back to the video. I'm sorry, I just need to shout you out. Cartoon Cat would say, "I have a lot of abilities. I can move faster than light, I have infinite endurance, I can manipulate fear and pain, teleportation, enhanced regeneration, tune force, and reality warping cartoon logic." Deku would say, "Whoa." Cartoon Cat would say, "Yeah, I'm basically omnipotent." And Deku would say, "When will I be able to use these powers?" Cartoon Cat would say, "When will you?" Deku would then look annoyed at Cartoon Cat. Cartoon Cat would say, chill. Let's go to sleep." But Deku would say he wanted to keep, but then Cartoon Cat would then disappear from Deku. He would try to access him again, but Cartoon Cat would be shutting him out. Deku would then say, "Fine," and he would go to sleep. Next morning, he will wake up getting into his clothes, ready to go out with Toru. But out of nowhere, Uraraka, Toru, and Ida would pop into his room. And Deku would say, "I thought it was supposed to be just me and you, Toru." And then Toru would say, "I thought it would be much better if you had your friends with you." Deku would then say, "Thank you." Ida and Uraraka would then say hello to Midoriya. Why did I call him Midoriya? Deku. They would say hello to Deku. And Ida would be like, "Hey, how are you, Izuku?" Oh my god, why am I changing up his name? Forget it. I'm just gonna call him Deku the whole time, nothing else. Uraraka would say, "Hey, Deku." And Deku would say hi to her and Ida. And they would say, "We have a whole day planned out, so let's go." Deku would say, "Thank you, guys." Then they will all leave. And leave out Deku's room, I mean. They will all walk into Deku's living room, seeing his mom saying, "Later, Miss Midoriya." And Toru would say, "Later, Mom." And Inko would say, "Bye." And Deku would be just all red, saying, "Did you just call her Mom?" And Toru would say, "Sure, she'll be my mom sooner or later." And Deku would just be bright red with his tail wagging in the background. Uraraka would then notice it, saying, "Oh, cute." And Deku would say, "Stop that." And Toru would say, "Look at his ears." And Inko would then say, "I know, right? But then Deku would say, let's go right now." They'll all be on the street, and Deku would ask, "What do you guys have planned for today?" Ida would sit and say, "We're going to the amusement park." And Deku would say, "I haven't been there in a while, let's go." Oh, sorry guys. They will be at the amusement park having all this fun. Then they will all get on the Ferris wheel. Ida will then tell Deku, Ida will then ask Deku about his quirk, and Deku will explain it to all of them. Ida will then say "You'll be able to conquer this sooner or later. This Cartoon Cat will not be best you, Midoriya." And Uraraka will then say, "Yeah, you have the... Yeah, you were one of the nicest people I ever met. You saved my life." And Toru would say, "Yeah, Deku, you're not gonna end up But then, the Cartoon Cat will appear end up like what? All of them will be shocked, "Is that it?" And Deku would say, "You can see him?" And Cartoon Cat would say, "I can choose who sees me or not at this point." And Deku would say, "Why now?" "Because I was getting annoyed by this conversation," Cartoon Cat would say. They will all get closer, and Ida would say, "You're the miscreant." And then he would start to lecture Cartoon Cat, and Cartoon Cat would say, "I'm sick of this." And Uraraka would say, "Why do you..." And he would say, "Not now. Your friends already annoyed me. I don't want to deal with any more of you humans. Bye." And they would say, "Humans?" And Deku would say, I don't know either. Afterwards, they would get off the Ferris wheel, and everyone would be walking at like noon saying that they have to go home. Ida will be the first to leave saying, Izuku, you'll be able to control your quirk sooner or later, so have faith. Uraraka would say, yeah, it's not like that quirk can take control over you. You have to take control over it. Ooh, sorry about that. My phone's about to die, you guys. Then Toru would say, yeah. But then Uraraka would leave, and Toru and Deku will be the only ones left. Toru would then say, I have to get home soon, so later. She would kiss Deku and say, you got this. And Deku would be the last one there. He would then think, control. That hasn't worked in the past. Everything would then go dark and Deku would teleport to his room. Not Cartoon Cat would teleport him, he would teleport himself. Cartoon Cat would appear right in front of Deku saying, so you're starting to figure it out. And Deku would say, I can't control you. And Cartoon Cat would say, like hell you can. Oh, sorry. Sorry, you guys. I'm recording in a different spot right now, and it's very uncomfortable. But, well, let's just resume. Cartoon Cat would say, like hell you can control me, and Deku would say, I said I can't control you. Cartoon Cat would be like, oh, so what then? Deku would say, let's work together. And that will be the end of it. A few days later, Class 1A would have gotten back together, and Aizawa would have mentioned the sports festival. All of them would have been not in the mood because of the villain attack, and say, is it alright to be doing this right now? And Aizawa would then explain that we need to do it right now to show that UA is strong. And Aizawa would say, you guys have a few days to train. And everyone would be like, okay. Ida and Deku would then find out about Uraraka wanting to be a hero for the money. But then they would find out that she wants to do it to protect her parents. To give her parents a better life, and they would think that's very admirable. Cartoon Cat would be in Deku's mind saying, I like this girl. Deku would say, me too. Afterwards, a bunch of students would crowd Class 1A's door, and Baku would say, they must want to see the class who got attacked by villains. Then Shinso would come and declare war on Class 1A. Bakugo would then look at him and walk by him like he was nothing. Shinso would then look at Deku saying, what are you looking at? And Deku would say, you? Shinso would be annoyed and walk away. Deku would be like, who was that guy? But for the next few days, both Cartoon Cat and Deku will be training to master controlling their quirk. Not controlling their quirk, mastering cooperation with their power. I picture that they would get to a pretty decent standing with their ability, and Toru would train alongside them, make her a slightly better fighter. Again, sorry you guys, recording in a different spot. Very uncomfortable. But the sports festival would then come around, and Todoroki would then declare war on Deku. But Deku would say, you honestly think you can win, Icy Hot? And everyone would be surprised, saying, Baku would call to that. And then, God, this hurts. Then Todoroki would say, from an objective point, I'm stronger than you, Midoriya. And then Deku would say, what objective point? Your dad can't even surpass All Might. And I've already beaten him. What hope do you have? This will cause Todoroki to be furious. Even more so than when he saw Endeavor. Then Deku would walk away, preparing to give the speech to the school. To the crowd. Deku would then say, we've all worked hard to get here, so let's just have fun and get through this, you guys. Everyone would cheer, and all the females and all of them would be saying, oh, he's so cute! And Deku would take the mic saying, stop that. And every female would say, let me touch your ears! And Deku would then sigh, I'm gonna have more people about my ears now. Then the race would begin. After his speech, the race would begin. Bakugo blasting forward, Kirishima jumping, and Aoyama using his naval laser to blast forward. And Momo using her creation ability to create a vault of some sort, a staff to vault over everyone, so they wouldn't be frozen by the ice. I'm losing track here. Everyone would then look at Deku not moving at all, and they will be wondering, why isn't the guy moving? But then out of nowhere, Deku and Cartoon Cat would say, we're ready. Then they would both transform. It wouldn't be the same Cartoon Cat form, but it would be a form that they made for control of their power. Like, when they're unified, this is their new transformation. Deku would then be running faster than light. He would see, faster than light. He would see the 0 points of robots and say, I can get past them, but he would then cut off all of their heads with one kick. Afterwards, he would go by the little platform area. He would say, I could jump this, but he would then grow wings flying over it, and the mine area, coming in first place with a total of 40 seconds. President Mike would then say, that's almost an even faster time than All Might would get. Aizawa would then say, I only think All Might gets a pass that kid's speed. And President Mike would say, I thought his quirk was shape-shifting. And Aizawa would say, it is. After this, the cavalry battle would start. Everyone would be representative of joining Izuku's team, even though he is the top student. He still has over 10 million points, and no one wants any of that. The same team would be chosen, except M.I.E wouldn't be in the team. Only Toru would be on the team. Toru, Tokoyami, and Ochako. No M.I.E, because Deku would want his girlfriend to pass on. And M.I.E wouldn't be as prideful as Ida was in this situation. She would just want to try and advance fast. So, yeah. For how they're going to do this, I picture Deku growing wings and transforming into his unified Cartoon Cat state and telling everyone to get on his back. They will all get on his back and Deku will fly up into the air, not letting anyone get a chance. Bakugo might try to come at Deku, but Tokoyami would then use Dark Shadow to just smack him back down to the ground. After that, they will win with no real hiccups in there. They wouldn't get their headband stolen or anything like that. Afterwards, the tournament will begin. Shinso versus Deku, Sero versus Todoroki. I can't believe I just forgot his name. The religious girl and all. Basically, everyone would have the same place in the tournament except for M.I.E, because she wasn't on Deku's team, and I don't picture her moving on. So it will be Toru versus Ida instead of M.I.E versus Ida. So, without further ado, let's get into the first match. Shinso would say, hi, it must be nice having a quirk like that. Deku would say, yeah. In this, I picture, what's his name, the guy with the tail? I don't know his name. I picture he wouldn't tell Deku, but Deku wouldn't be afraid, so, yeah. He would then say, yeah, but then Shinso would say, got you. Now walk outside the ring. And Deku would say, why would I do that? And Shinso would say, how? And Deku would say, I'm immune to, hypnosis. And then he would transform. But then Shinso would rush at Deku trying to punch him before he transformed. Deku would then blow up and Shinso would be like, how did that? But out of nowhere, a bunch of mini Cartoon Cat versions of Deku will appear. Shinso would be like, what? They will all grab Shinso and carry him on their, carry him like a king basically, until they walk to the edge of the ring and toss him off. They will all walk back to the center of the ring, forming back into a bigger version of their Cartoon Cat form, and transforming right back into Deku. President Mike would say, winner, Izuku Midoriya. Afterwards, the other matches would go down the same, with Todoroki going overboard, the religion girl beating Denki. Denki, that's his name, Denki. And this match would happen. Ida versus Toru. I'm pretty sure you guys all know what's gonna happen. Toru will go invisible. Ida would try to look for her, but not having that many abilities, he would just be running around, swinging his legs, trying to kick her out, not using reciprocal bursts because he doesn't want to stall out this time, and he believes he can take down Toru without it. But out of nowhere, he would trip, falling outside the ring, and Toru will be the only one standing in the ring, winning the match. You guys must all be surprised about this, right? But Toru trained with Deku for a bit. She didn't become an expert, but she didn't know how to fight. And Ida has no sensory abilities, so I picture just a little trip while he's running. Toru will win very easily in this situation. Okay. All the other matches go down with one of my favorite punches of the series. Like seriously, Mina, she just Shoryuken. But all the matches go down the same. Everyone that went on will go on to the finals, stuff like that. Then we will come up with the match with Deku versus... Oh my god, I hate... Deku versus Todoroki. This match will go down the same... Not the same. Todoroki would start the match saying, "You're gonna lose here, Deku." And Deku would say, "You sure about that?" And Todoroki would then shoot ice at Deku, but before the ice hits him, Deku would transform into his cartoon cat state. Or his upgrade. Give me a name for this cartoon cat state I made for him. I need something for it, because just calling his cartoon cat state or upgraded cartoon cat ain't working for me. I need a name, guys. Give me a name. But when Todoroki launches ice attack, it would just break off Deku. He would repeat this process while Deku's not moving. And he would just do one last giant ice attack, doing nothing. Deku would then say, "Is that all you got? I've been giving this my all, while you're only using half your power." And Todoroki would say, "Have you been giving this your all?" And Deku would say, "I've been giving it enough so I don't kill anyone. But that power is not your father's, it's yours." And Todoroki would then look at Deku saying, "Did he put you up to this?" And Deku would say, "Do you think he..." "Shut up. It is your power, not his. And I would never work for a man who beats his own kids." And Todoroki would say, "How do you know that?" And Deku would say, "Based off the way you act and how you feel about him, he must be a douche." And Todoroki would then laugh at this, saying, "You want everything? I'll give you everything." He would then flare up into his fire and ice, and prepare his ultimate attack, while Deku is generating sound waves within his body. Deku would then release... Oh. Sorry about that. Endeavor would be looking over saying, "Finally! Finally!" Now Deku would release his sound waves. Todoroki will release his ice and fire attack, and both of them would make the same type of clash like it did in the original anime. And... boom. The one left in the ring would be Deku, transforming back, but out of nowhere, he would trip over himself with a headache. He would think, what's up with my head? Then Cartoon Cat will appear on his shoulder saying, "We need to talk about that." And Deku would say, "Sure." Next match would be Toru versus the religious girl. I don't know her name, nor do I care to. This match would go down invisible. Toru would then go completely invisible, walking around the whole ring, while the religious girl would stretch her hair all around the ring, trying to detect her. Deku would be in the locker room talking to Cartoon Cat, and Deku would say, "What's up?" And Cartoon Cat would say, "You know how we have infinite endurance, right?" And Deku would say, "Yeah." But then Cartoon Cat would say, "I have infinite mental endurance. You're just human." Deku would say, "But..." And then Cartoon Cat would say, "Human. You have a human mind." And Cartoon Cat would then go on to say, "You can't take any more of these transformations. It requires a lot of mental focus on both our parts, and you just can't keep up." Deku would say, what will happen if I keep going? And Cartoon Cat would say, worst case, you get a brain hemorrhage. Or internal bleeding in the brain. What's the least case? He would say, you start to bleed from your nose or you pass out. And Deku would say, okay. Then Cartoon Cat would say, try to make it with your own transformations for a while, kid. Then Deku would say, sure. Afterwards, after their conversation, Krale would have already been captured by the religious girl, winning her the match and securing her a spot in the final. Not the final, the semi-final. The other match would go down similar to how they did in original canon. Now it will be Deku versus the religious girl. Deku would know he can't go into his upgraded Cartoon Cat form, so he would then transform into his Fire Tiger form, or Fire Lion form. He would then breathe fire at the religious girl. She would put up her vines to protect her, but that wouldn't be enough because Deku's fire is too hot. Too hot and strong. She would then be thrown down to the ground and Deku will win the match via forfeit. Deku would then be thinking, I guess I can win this thing without your power for a while. And Cartoon Cat would say, see? Afterwards, Bakugo would defeat Tokoyami, and then it would come to the final match. Bakugo versus Deku. And Bakugo would say, I can't wait to take you down, you Cartoon Cat freak. I've been preparing for this. I won't let you get away with what you did to me last time. Deku would say, you deserved it. Afterwards, President Mike would yell, go! Bakugo would then blast multiple explosions while Deku goes into his buff cat form. This cat form would have at least 70% of All Might's full power, so he will be able to use a Detroit Smash to disperse Bakugo's explosions. But then out of nowhere, when Deku's running out to hit Bakugo, he will launch AP Comet, hitting right into Deku's stomach, making him cough up blood and go down to the ground. He would then revert back to his normal form, saying, I need that power, Cartoon Cat. And Cartoon Cat would say, do it at your own risk. Sorry, you guys. He would then get up, transform into his upgrade Cartoon Cat form. Bakugo will launch another AP Comet at Deku. This one will go through Deku, leaving a giant hole in his stomach. The hole will then seal back up and Deku would burp smoke, saying, is that all you got? But out of nowhere, he will launch 4 more AP Comets, hitting Deku. Bakugo would think, I got him! But afterwards, the smoke would subside, showing that nothing happened to Deku at all. Deku would then transform back for an instant, then go back into form. Bakugo would think, he can't hold that for much longer. He would then prepare Howler to impact. He would then hit Deku with everything he had. Deku would then be on the ground and Bakugo would say, I won! But then he would look at Deku on the ground saying, his body isn't even here. This is just a picture of him on the ground. And then Bakugo's eyes would open wide. And then he would see a shadow looming over him and turn around and see Cartoon Cat right in front of him. Bakugo would then think, how did you? But out of nowhere, a hammer would pop into Cartoon Cat's hand, saying, prepare to get hit, Bakugo. Bakugo would then say, all you have is a hammer, what will that do? And the hammer would get bigger. And Bakugo would say, really? You think I'm afraid? And the hammer would get bigger, and bigger, and bigger, and even bigger, until the point where it's about the size of the stadium. No, its head's poking out of the stadium, and it's about the size of a quarter of the stadium. Bakugo would then be looking up like, how are you doing this? Then Deku would say, because cartoon logic. Bakugo would say, what? And then Deku would bring the hammer down, but after making it a little bit bigger. Bakugo would then see the hammer coming down at him, knowing he can't move out of the way. The hammer would collide with Bakugo, but then it would pop. Bakugo would then pass out, foaming from the mouth, because he was so scared of dying to that hammer. Cementos would have put up something, but Deku made sure he couldn't. Afterwards, well, we already know. Deku would win the sports festival, and Cartoon Cat would say, "You risked a lot today, kid." And Deku would say, "What about the bleeding?" And Cartoon Cat would say, "My regeneration took care of that. At most, you just got a really bad headache. Like, really, really bad. Like, drinking 50 shots of whiskey in a night bad hangover." Deku would say, "What do you get up to?" And Cartoon Cat would just laugh. Afterwards, Deku would be crowned number 1, and Bakugo would be up on the podium saying, "I should have won." And Tokoyami and the religious girl would be just honored to be up on the podium. All Might would then give them their medals, and that's it. A few days later, Aizawa would tell them about all the recommendations and hero training stuff going on, telling them that Deku got well over 50,000 votes, or whatever they're called. And Bakugo and Todoroki got some as well. Afterwards, they would decide to go choosing their hero names because they're going to be on the field for a while. And the name Deku would choose, well, we already knew it was coming. Cartoon Cat. Bakugo would scoff at this name, and everyone would say, "Why? I thought Bakugo called you that as an insult." And Deku would say, "That's just who I am, a cartoon cat." And everyone would laugh, and everyone would say, "You are a cute kitty." And Deku would say, "Stop that." And that's it for the video, you guys. I'm sorry I made so many mistakes in this video, but I am recording at a different place right now. It's very, very uncomfortable. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe for more. By the way, another video will be coming out tomorrow, but I will announce that in an announcement video that's coming out right after this one. But that's it for the video, guys. This has been King Majin signing out. Peace, you guys. BTW, thanks for 200.